Hello, welcome back to Whisky Wednesday. I'm Joe and it's time for my second video whisky review. Thank you so much to everyone who's watched, subscribed, liked me on Facebook, followed me on Twitter. Absolutely fantastic. I've had a great week because of that, so thank you to you. This week, it's been a busy week. I went to see the new Bond film, and there's, for all you kind of whisky kind of fanatics out there, and don't worry, this won't spoil anything, there's this particular bit with a bottle of whisky and it's quite a kind of prominent scene, and if you go watch it, I thought exactly the same thought as what James Bond had to do with the whisky. So if you've seen it, leave me a comment on this video or on Facebook or Twitter. I'll put my links in the description below. So yeah, definitely worth a watch. It's awesome film. So this week I wanted to contrast the Lagavulin I had last week, and I'm going to be reviewing the Auchentoshan Springwood whisky. Auchentoshan, it's a lowland malt, and all the lowland malts I've had, they've been very light, very floral, so you don't get that real peaty texture that you get with like other, island malts. It's been distilled in bourbon barrels, American bourbon barrels. So it should give it that, kind of sweet vanilla-y flavour and style. So let's pour it out. That'll do about that much. And just going to let it sit for a little while, let it open up in the glass. Whenever you have whisky, it's really good, kind of good practice to pour it, wait, kind of wait 3-4 minutes maximum really. You don't need to wait that much longer than that. It just lets it open up in the glass, so it lets kind of the air get to the spirit, and it, opens up all the flavours that you want. So colour-wise, we're looking at kind of almost like a straw gold, kind of almost like a dark white wine. You can see that. And the special thing about the Auchentoshan is that all their whiskies are triple distilled. Every single other whisky, every single other distillery, they distill their whiskies twice. But Auchentoshan, kind of they're quite mavericks of the whisky world because they triple distill the whisky, which makes it a lot smoother. So it's a much more accessible whisky to drink. So when you're nosing it, I think a lot of people, what they do, they kind of take a real kind of deep breath through their nose, and if you do that, it gives you a real kind of hard hit of the alcohol that's in the spirit, and it might put you off. So when you're nosing it, don't take a real heavy breathe in, just kind of lightly breathe in. Okay, so straight away, it's very light, subtle. There's a lot of subtlety to this drum. It's very citrusy, so I'm getting like a kind of grated lemon rind. Quite limey as well, kind of very citrusy element to it, and it's slightly creamy as well. So this is almost like a kind of a lemon cheesecake whisky. Let's have a little taste of it. The nose is wonderful, very subtle. It's a really fresh whisky. It's not an age-dated whisky, so it doesn't have an age statement on it, but it tastes fairly young. So I'd probably say kind of between maybe 5 and 9 years. But because obviously it's a mix of barrels, they're not going to put an age statement on it. I'm getting, as I say, the kind of the lemony notes from the nose on the palate. Lots of apple in there as well. Kind of real kind of zesty, tangy apples, which make it kind of very nice. It's a very, very, very accessible dram. This can only be bought, by the way, in duty free. So if you're going away on holiday this Christmas and you're going away somewhere hot to get away from the cold weather, then I definitely recommend picking up a bottle of this on the way, because it's almost like a summer dram. It's not a heavy, winter dram. It's very, very light, summery. So a little bit more. Getting on the finish particularly, it's not a particularly long finish, which is the only thing that's, a slight shame with it. It's not particularly long, but it's kind of got like a nutty element to the finish. So there's almost kind of hints of almond in there, after it's been gone down and it's coated your mouth. Has got that kind of nutty, almondy finish, but lots of citrus, very, very light, very subtle. Definitely, definitely worth getting, because it's a really, really good starter whiskey. If you're new to the new to the world of single malts, then I definitely recommend picking up a bottle of this when you're going away. It's the Auchentoshan Springwood release. Definitely worth picking up. Thank you. Please share this video. Please subscribe, and please follow me on Twitter and Facebook. I'll put the links in the description below. See you next week.